My daughter, marriage is sweet, until truth enters the room uninvited. After that night, Ngozi could not rest. That message kept echoing in her mind. Like the last one. Who was the last one? What was Ton hiding? She turned to look at him as he slept peacefully, as if nothing had happened. But her heart was no longer at peace. The next morning, she tried to act normal. She cooked. She smiled. She spoke gently. But inside her, something had changed. Fear had entered. That afternoon, she gathered courage. Turned, who messaged you last night? He paused for a moment, then laughed. You're starting already. I just asked a simple question, Ngozi replied. He shook his head. It's work. You won't understand. And just like that, he walked away. Ngozi stood there, confused. Work. What kind of work message sounded like that? But she kept quiet. Because sometimes, we silence our doubts, just to protect our happiness. Days passed. But Tom became different. He stayed out longer. He smiled less. He spoke less. And his phone never left his hand. Ngozi tried to ignore it. She told herself, every marriage has challenges. But deep down, she knew this was not normal. One afternoon, everything changed. Ngozi was in the sitting room when she heard a knock on the door. She opened it. And standing there, was a woman. Dark-skinned, mature, with tired eyes. Beside her stood 2 children. The woman looked straight at Ngozi and said, Is Ton at home? Ngozi smiled politely. Yes, who are you? The woman did not smile. Instead, she said something that made Ngozi's words stop. I am his wife. Silence. The air became heavy. Ngozi blinked, thinking maybe she heard wrong. I'm sorry, what did you say? The woman repeated it calmly. I am Ton's wife. Ngozi laughed nervously. That's not possible. I am his wife. The woman looked at her with pity. Then she reached into her bag and brought out a file. My dear, I have been his wife for 8 years. Ngozi's hands started shaking. No, you're lying. The woman opened the file. Marriage certificate. Photos. Family pictures. Everything was there. Proof. Real proof. Ngozi felt her legs go weak. She held the door for support. At that moment, Ton walked into the living room. And when he saw the woman, his face changed. Turned, the woman said, I think it's time you explain. Ngozi turned slowly to him. Her eyes filled with tears. Turned, what is this? He was silent. No denial. No explanation. Just silence. And that silence said everything. Ngozi's voice shook. Answer me. Finally, he spoke. I was going to tell you. When? She cried. After how many years? The room was filled with tension. The children held their mother tightly. The woman stood strong, like someone who had already cried her tears long ago. Ngozi looked at her ring. The ring she thought meant forever. The ring she thought made her special. Now it felt meaningless. You mean? I am not your only wife, she asked. Tund avoided her eyes. It's complicated. Ngozi laughed through her tears. Complicated. So I'm what? The second wife. The mistake. The replacement. No answer. Just silence again. And in that moment, Ngozi understood everything. The late nights. The secret phone. The message. Like the last one. She was not the first. And she would not be the last. Tears rolled down her face as the truth hit her fully. She was not the wife. She was the side chick inside a marriage she thought was real. Grandma's voice echoed in her head. My daughter, not every ring means you are the only one. Ngozi slowly removed the ring from her finger. Her hands were trembling. Her heart was breaking. But her eyes were finally open. Because sometimes, the truth does not just hurt. It destroys everything you believed. And that day, Ngozi's marriage ended without even beginning. To be continued. Like and comment episode 3 if you enjoyed this story.